Hello everybody. It's Pizza Lover 346 here, and welcome to the new Let's Play. Let's play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or rather, Sonic 3 Complete. This one's going to be a little weird. If you couldn't tell, that title screen was different than the one in the trailer. I said it was going to be Sonic 3 Complete, and here we are on Sonic 3 and Knuckles circa 1994. Let me break it down for you. You see, we're going to be doing 3 playthroughs of this game. One as Sonic, one as Tails, and one as Knuckles. But that's not all. No. I want to cover everything I can about this game. And as such, we will be covering 3 different versions. As Knuckles, we will be covering Sonic 3 Complete, going over beta content and just my preferred way to play. As Tails, we'll be going over the recent Sonic Origins, one of the most accessible and official ways to play this game. And for you now, we will be playing Sonic as if it were late 1994. We just got our Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, stacked Sonic 3 on top of it, and flipped on our Sega Genesis. With all that out of the way, let's dive into what I can only describe as the greatest Sonic game of all time. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And there we are, with an opening cutscene establishing Knuckles, the super powerful villain who can punch the super out of Sonic. We are on our way in Angel Island Zone, the first area of the game. A beloved area by many, and just, I think, arguably one of the greatest opening zones in any Sonic game, just for how endlessly explorable it is, how lush it feels, and how unique from Green and Emerald Hill it is. It's not just another shade of green followed by Hill Zone. It is its own lush, jungly island area. So right off the bat, we got a big ring. This is how we're going to be getting Chaos Emeralds this playthrough. Explore the world, find a big ring, enter, and play the Blue Spheres minigame. Blue Spheres, of course, if you don't know, is this sort of... I'd like to call it Mode 7, but the Genesis didn't have Mode 7. It's a pseudo 3D sort of spherical area that you navigate. Sonic automatically walks forwards. You push left and right to turn him. You look for blue spheres. If they're in a box like this, you go around the perimeter. They turn into rings, which eliminates them from the field as well as makes clearing the board a little easier. If you touch the red spheres, you will be booted out of the level. This first one isn't terrible as long as I keep my wits about me. And yeah, we're going to be doing a bundle of these to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds, Supersonic. We'll be doing everything, or at least to the best of my ability. Of course, if I forget something, feel free to yell at me in the comments about it. Anyway, there's our first Blue Sphere stage, and there is our first Chaos Emerald, a mere moment into this game. Wow, is there a lot to talk about. I am so excited. A big thing for this game is music, and I'll point out several things, but I want to acknowledge that there is exactly one official remix of this track, to my knowledge. I don't know if they remixed it with T-Lopes for Sonic Mania. There, the Mania Plus... What's the mode called? Oh goodness, the one where you don't get to pick your character so much as you just like pick up monitors and use them as extra lives and stuff. Whatever mode that is, where you get Mighty and Ray unlocked from a little, like, trap capsule. That opens with Angel Island Zone, so that might use a new track from T-Lopes, or it might be the same. Either way, the only remix I know of is in Smash Bros. Brawl. Anyway, here is a mini-boss-ish. Egg Torch Mark II. And now Angel Island's on fire. I hope you enjoyed the aesthetic while it lasted, because now that happy-go-lucky island is on fire. But if we come down here, we can get another big ring. You're gonna see me always looking for, going for these secrets, because we want Supersonic quick, and there's a lot of opportunity to get him early on. Okay. I will apologize in advance for any and all clicking and tapping you here. My one liberty I've taken is that I am using my arcade stick to play this, because I really love the feel of classic 2D platformers played on an arcade stick, and I had the ability to, so I've taken the liberty of doing that, but as such there is going to be some clickety-clackety in the background. Know that it's just me controlling the game. You know, doing that thing I'm supposed to do. Okay, that does turn into rings. I couldn't remember because the bumper in the middle. It makes sense that it does, but... Oop, there we go. These stages get quicker the longer you are in them, so that can produce some challenge, but keep your wits about you, stay calm, focus up, you'll be fine. I don't really have a specific tactic for those blue sphere stages. It's mostly just look for the blue spheres, try to get your spatial reasoning, get your wits about you, and you'll be okay. We're still in Angel Island Act Zone, or Angel Island Zone Act 1. Nice work, Madeline. Act Zone. Yeah, Angel Island Zone Act 1, and we've gotten 2 Chaos Emeralds, which is exciting. I might be thinking of Act 2, but I wish to get messy and check something. Yeah, I'm thinking of Act 2. Unfortunate, okay. I think we can still, yep. You'll also notice that compared to other classic Sonic games, this game, particularly the first half, Sonic 3, has a lot of water. And that, I'm not really sure why, but water was handled really well, so it's fine. It's really fun. And that leads me to another point. Why is this game called Sonic 3 and Knuckles? How convoluted is that? Well, in case you were unaware, for those uninitiated, Sonic 3 and Knuckles was released in 2 parts. Sega was developing Sonic 3, didn't have the time to finish it. I'm going to quickly interrupt myself for the Egg Torch Mark II, I believe it's called. You just hop on it. But yeah. Sega didn't have the time to finish it and had to meet a release deadline for a brand deal they were doing with, I believe, Burger King? It might have been McDonald's, but to sell toys of the characters in this game, so they released what they had finished as Sonic 3. Later that year, they would release the other half of the game in a sort of Frankenstein cartridge with a cartridge slot on top of it called Sonic and Knuckles. And you could play them separately, and they're fine as separate Sonic games, but when you click them together, you get the full Sonic 3 experience, labeled Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Additionally, you could lock on Sonic 2 to the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge in order to play Knuckles in Sonic 2, which was a really nice feature to have. It would inject Knuckles in a game that was made before his existence, and you could play as him, and it was awesome. And if you put on Sonic 1 or various other Sega Genesis cartridges, you would get a screen that says "No way," and you could push some assortment of buttons, I can't recall, and pull up the Blue Spheres minigame, which would allow you to play more levels of this minigame here that were just generated based off of various codes that you would get from the game you put on top, or that you could enter manually. You just play basically infinite Blue Spheres, as well as Origins introducing new Blue Spheres, which has even more map layouts for this minigame, featuring spheres from the Sonic Mania Blue Spheres minigame. So, Blue Spheres! Love Blue Spheres. Love them, love them, love them. Yeah. 3 Chaos Emeralds. We're getting there. Okay. But yes, so that is why Sonic 3 and Knuckles is titled as it is. And that's why it's a little convoluted. It added elemental shields. I totally glossed over elemental shields as I wandered there with my lightning shield, which gives me a double jump and gives me electricity immunity. When it interacts with water, it goes away and creates a flash, I believe wiping enemies. This is the bubble shield. If I jump again, I get a bounce. It gives me infinite air and is a shield, so you know, extra hit in the water. And I immediately lost it on that enemy. Also new to Sonic's moveset, because hey, we're still not done iterating on how this guy moves, the insta-shield. If I tap jump again in the air, I will do this little whoosh thing. That extends our hitbox and gives us just a little bit of invulnerability, which we can use to attack enemies. I've never seen that before. I just fell off that entirely. Which is fine, but interesting. But yes, you can use this to attack spiky enemies or otherwise hard-to-kill enemies. By just being a wise guy about it, you know? Being a little whoosh. Here's a switch. There goes the water, because yet again, more water shenanigans. Spring, classic Sonic. Here, at the goalpost, you still get the sparklies from Sonic 2, but this time it is not a way to get Chaos Emeralds. No, it gives you one of 3 bonus stages, I believe. It's a little convoluted. Some of these bonus stages were in Sonic 3, some of them were in Sonic and Knuckles, and I'm not quite sure how they're combined for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Feel free to get in the comments and go, Maddie, you're so dumb, it's, you know, this and that. But what I do know is based upon how many rings you have, you'll get a different color of the sparkles, and that color determines what bonus game you get. This one obviously being a mixture of Casino Night Zone from Sonic 2, with its slot machine. I forgot the name of a slot machine. And Sonic 1's bonus games for its Chaos Emeralds, where it rotates and you're sort of pinballed in there, and wow, I did a great job. It's down here. Ow! There we go, get that guy. He has to shield him. Here's our lightning shield again. Double jump. Oh, and rings magnetize towards us when we have our lightning shield. Try to show that real quick. They come towards us. Yes, this is the point I want to. There is another big ring I know of. It's in a kind of a funky spot, so I'm sort of just looking for it. It's in the general vicinity somewhere. That's just a bubble shield. Okay. That's fine. There's one more shield type we haven't gotten yet, but I would like to go over it when we get it, as opposed to covering it in advance. Cool. It's down here. Yes. Boom. There we go. Yeah, there are big rings on low and high routes, so this really is a game of more about exploration than anything else. And later on in this playthrough, you will see that there's a lot of approaches to that. Which I guess leads me to addressing a little more the Sonic, Tails, Knuckles playthroughs. Not only is it, you know, convenient device to cover all the different versions of this game, because this game has a storied history of variants in its re-releases and every other known form of, but it's different though. But also, each character has something unique to bring to the table. You can play as Sonic and Tails as a team, and that also has something unique to bring to the table. Not only in the Sonic 2 style multiplayer, but also that you can, even in single player, now use Tails to pick you up. Or, no, that's an Origins thing. But you can use Tails to pick you up and reach new heights as Sonic, which is great. Just with a second controller, and that's fantastic. Or in Origins case, like I said, you can do it on your own, manually, which is great. But that is sort of, you know, it. Sonic and Tails, you know, Tails is there, he follows you around. And that's fine, you know, the buddy system is not bad, it's just not good either. Whereas, when you play as Sonic, you get all that, you just don't have the Tails ability. And when you play as Tails, you get all of what Sonic does, as well as a few interesting differences that come from the fact that Sonic isn't there. And that you can fly, you know? Like, there is a difference playing as Tails, and it's really interesting, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about them when we play as Tails. And more than that, this game, rather iconically, is designed with areas specifically for Knuckles. We passed one, I'll keep an eye out for another as we play to try to point it out. But Angel Island is Knuckles' home. He is from Angel Island. He's the only one who's ever lived here. Like, he knows this place like the back of his hand. Sonic and Tails are on his turf, and Knuckles wants them out. So when you play as Knuckles, instead of sort of stumbling through the acts and zones as Sonic and Tails do, and will become apparent, Knuckles rather confidently navigates and has secret routes that are challenging specifically to him, and has different ways to traverse and explore. And at the very least, a Sonic playthrough and a Knuckles playthrough were obligatory. And then just the features that come from playing as Tails justified the 3 playthrough structure that also just accompanies the way I want to cover this game very, very well. I've got more than 100 rings. I think I'm good. I sort of dived in here just to get rings, and I'm trying to rack up some lives just in case. I am known to have some difficulties with this game from time to time, so... Whee! You can see this airship here. I believe it is canonically supposed to be the Flying Battery, which we'll touch upon later. But for now, just witness that Robotnik, Eggman, however you want to refer to him, is fully bombing this island. He's setting this jungle on fire, bombing it. This cool layered parallaxing, which is really fun. And a boss fight. Ah. So this, I don't know what this is called, but it is another egg contraption, you know, a Robotnik creation. He goes behind the waterfall, moves, pops out, and drops fire from either one of the arms or the base of it. Just bonk him. Oh, nice. I didn't think I could bounce that high. There we go. We got through Act 2. As such, we got through Sonic, or the first act of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Got through Angel Island Zone. But here, to ruin our day, it's Knuckles. We're still on his turf, and he's got tricks up his sleeve. Welcome to Hydrocity Zone. That's right, I said it, Hydrocity. Post-process me, go ahead and put up just a freeze frame on that transition title card. So this has been a debate in the Sonic fandom for forever, to the point where it's referenced in comics and everything else that references this zone ever. Whether it's Hydro City or Hydrocity. It's pretty clear based on developer statements, re-releases or remakes of this zone, like when it's featured in Sonic Mania, etc., etc. It was supposed to be Hydro City. It's a city under the water. It's like, it just makes sense. They usually add a space between Hydro and City going forward, but you gotta understand that when you look at it in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, it very clearly has no space between it, and as such looks as though it should be pronounced as if it were a joke on Velocity and Hydro, because this is a water level, but it's in a Sonic game, and more than that, it puts more of an emphasis on going fast than any other Sonic water level, which, by the way, we've hit the water level in the second zone. Yet again, that presence of water, but it's much more bearable because A, it moves fast, B, we've got the bubble shield on our side. Infinite air, baby. No more scary drowning music for me. But yes, it feels right to call it Hydrocity as like a bit on Velocity, and even though that's not a word, Hydrocity is not a word, it feels like one. You know, it feels like if Hydrocity were a word, this zone would feel like it. I don't want this. Oh, well, I got it. There's nothing up there to justify that. Okay. Yep, let's just keep on Ruby riding and see how long this lightning shield lasts in this level full of water that's going to disperse it. Try to take the high route. How about that? That said, ultimately, how you pronounce it just comes down to, did you learn it by reading it? Because I know when I was a kid, the only time I ever encountered it was written when I was playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it looked like Hydrocity, it looked like Velocity, you know, I read it how I thought it should be read, and, you know, yeah, it was kind of wrong, but I want to go back. No, I wanted to go back, I bet you there was a secret there. Oh, well. There it goes. Yeah, that's just how I read it. Meet our Area 1 boss. This guy. I hate him. He's gonna loop up from one side, go up the other. He's got these fists circling him, encouraging you not to try to hit him. I am daring and using the insta-shield to get extra hits on him. Start stirring up the water, you get blown around. The idea is you're at risk of drowning here, so if you have a bubble shield, congratulations. It's supposed to drag out more, but because I can jump and insta-shield, I can just deal so much more damage to him. Somewhere in here. Oh. Big thing with bouncing around the sign in this game, when it falls, you can jump to it and it... the zero looks like part of Sonic's eye. Sorry. You can jump at it and it bounces around. You've seen me do that. If it lands in certain spots, you might get a hidden ring monitor or shield monitor, and you can carry that over into the next act. So I was looking for the bubble shield, didn't get it. This segment, the infamous wall segment. Oh, I'm gonna fall victim to it. Yep. Get crushed. And now the title card's purple because water. Well, I wanted to approach that. Grab these rings, spin dash. You can take it pretty calmly. Right here, in different versions, that 1-up monitor is actually a spring, but I will not complain about getting a free life instead of getting bounced backwards for spin dashing forward and trying not to get crushed. There we go. We made it out of there. But yes, you know, reading it how I did when I was a kid, I assumed it was Hydrocity, and I think it sounds nice. Even if it's wrong, it sounds nice. So, I'm gonna keep saying it wrong. You can think I'm wrong. I agree with you, I am wrong. But I like it, so... yeah, Hydrocity. We're already in Act 2. I spent an act talking about the pronunciation controversy. Like I said, it's Velocity meets water. It slides and running on water and jumping up out of it like this, and there's definitely a big ring in this area, and I think I recall how to get to it. I didn't mean to drop this far down, but that's fine. That's good. There we go. I will say something that should be very noticeable is that this game takes a lot more inspiration from 80s and 90s hip-hop in its soundtrack. Was there not a big ring there? I guess not. Just loop up real quick, give me a minute. There we go. That's probably still quicker. Ouch. And that's really neat. That is because this game did not have the same music director as Sonic 1 and 2, though. Is what I was trying to get at. This game instead has sort of a messy music history that we'll cover a little more, but just know that a very big pop artist was involved in it, and as such, the music reflects that. And I will touch upon that. It's a big thing, though. It's definitely not a right now thing. We'll get there. Anyway, I get that extra 1-up, 7 lives, feeling good about it. These things launch us into a speedy run and spin so we can maneuver quickly. Gotta go fast, you know? I'm trying to remember where the big ring went. Oh, I know exactly where it is now. Ooh. Shoot. Okay, wait, this is what I thought I was getting to earlier. Because there are a couple big rings I know of in this stage, and they're, you know, they're big rings. They're important. There we go. We're trying to get our Chaos Emeralds as quick as possible. I definitely have to focus up on this one. I really don't know where the spheres are. In practice for this playthrough, I flubbed this up a couple times. I don't mind getting this out of the way early, because this takes a little bit of precision, and it's a little trickier to do fast. If you hit the bumpers, you start going backwards, and you have to hit forwards to reset sort of the direction Sonic's going, and tell him what he's doing. There I go. I said I was going to focus up, I didn't, and I immediately jumped into the red sphere, so that stage we'll come back around at the end, and we'll redo it, and it'll be fine. Blue spheres is hard. Despite how easy it might look, it's tricky. Much like the Run DMC song, Tricky. But that's okay. No, we've got it. We'll get there. Taking this high route, just really ring monitor. Go for this one up, sorry. Whoa. I want those rings, but I'd fall and, well, biscuits. Wow. You'd think I would remember this better since I was practicing for this playthrough and everything, but no. What the? Okay. Points, I guess. Oh, yeah, 50,000 points will do it. That was a really good enemy kill, too. Awesome. Nope. Nope. Okay. Patience, Madeline. Patience. Like any classic Sonic game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is here to test you on your patience and ability to know how to go fast and when to slow down and look at what's in front of you. And, you know, I get to run on water and go through sick jumps and loop-de-loops, so... No! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's bad. I think I can still get up there, I hope. I hope. That's what I can say. Is I hope. Nope. Yes, I can. Boom, baby. Oh, wait, that's the side I needed to be on. Yeah, you can jump right up to these. Ooh! Ah! Man. Hold on. All the way. And, yep, there we go. Big ring. Come on. Okay. Alright, this stage is tricky if you don't know what you're doing. The gist is, I know I'm leaving two open behind me, that's so I can loop back around like this. These jump. Yeah. Rinse and repeat until squeaky clean. Alright. I might actually veer off and do a path that's completely untouched to try to just open up gateways and avoid how many times I have to do a tight jump like I did. Just by, you know, sort of altering my direction course a little bit. Okay, so this way needs to be done. Okay, well, I said avoiding jumps like that, and then I immediately got myself into a situation where I was doing jumps like that. Okay, now what? More jumps like that. No, you're kidding. More jumps like that. Okay. 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 We're good. We're good. We got it. Okay, we got it. We got it. Whew. Another Chaos Emerald in the books for old Madeline. That is 5 Chaos Emeralds. 2 more to go. I gotta like breathe that one out. Like, wow, that was, whew, stress-inducing. You know, it's classic Sonic. What in the world is? Oh, not again, Knuckles! Again, he laughs and dunks us. Dunk a hedgehog. How dare he? Some water. I'm gonna avoid the sparklies. Welcome to the area, boss. I don't really know what this machine is called either. We're gonna call it the Circle-Teen Mixer. He's gonna stir up this water. You want to run away, because otherwise you get pulled up, lose control, and get pulled into his rotor. As the water goes down, you can jump on it, sneak in a hit on him. He's gonna drop these bombs. Same idea. Jump off of their explosions, sneak in some hits. We get one more. Nice. I'm gonna start diving down. I like to use the insta-shield to kind of sneak in a blow or two. You'll see me do that a lot. A lot of bosses, even if I'm just jumping at them in a linear fashion, I will insta-shield to get a little extra oomph. And you saw I got a hit when I wasn't supposed to just by jumping up and insta-shielding. It's a really good offensive tool, despite the name. Sonic got through Act 2, and with that we are going to conclude this episode of Let's Play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Next time, we go to Marble Garden Zone.